Well, the mood has changed, ladies and gentlemen. It is an absolute goddamn mess. Currently with the Winnipeg Jets in the playoffs right now, down 3-1 to the Colorado Avalanche after, a pretty wild game 1, pretty decent game 2 for half of it, and look where we are now. Down 3-1 to the Avalanche, a team that I still think the Jets could beat in this series, but they are completely out of answers. No one seems to have an answer. The players and most certainly the coaching. The coaching needed to make adjustments games ago, and that still has not happened. We're still letting the Colorado Avalanche walk all over, do whatever they want in the offensive zone. Jets barely getting any ozone time except when they're down 3 goals and, fighting, and then you see that, ferociousness. You see the lines being put together, maybe how they should be, with the big guns put together of Ehlers, Scheifele, and Connor. But besides that, there's nothing going on. The Jets are playing not to lose, and then when Colorado says okay, haha, and then scores, it's over. They don't have an answer. They don't know what to do unless they're up, 2 to 3 goals. And even then, we saw in game 1, Colorado claws their way back. And this is no slight to Colorado. Great team. We knew it was going to be a big series. But god damn, man, we're making them look like the Harlem Globetrotters of hockey out here. This is insane. Just allowing them ozone entry every single time. There is no fight. There is no pushback. And it's very saddening with how this year's gone. At the beginning of the year, we didn't think this team was going to be that great. Thought maybe they could steal a wild card spot, and they come out and they win second in the Central. They line up against the Colorado Avalanche, who they've dummied really all regular season long. And now they get to this point in the playoffs and they lay an egg. They do the things that they were doing when they were losing in the regular season, when they were on that bad stretch. Just the inability to change their game, inability to, use their lineup correctly. Rick Bowness absolutely has a way that he likes playing, and we know that. We've seen that. He really did not want to change Connor, Scheifele, and Velarde, and that has stayed mostly the same for, the entire playoffs and the regular season when they're all healthy. And it just doesn't work, right? What have they done in the last 2 games? Really nothing. Colorado shut them down pretty well. If we look at the second line, what has Nikolai Ehlers done? Really nothing. Sean Monahan, nothing. Tyler Toffoli, whole lot of nothing. The third line, since game 1, extremely quiet. The fourth line, maybe they're the most effective. Shout out to Vlad Mestikov. I thought he's been really good. It really sucks that he got hurt. I really hope he's okay. At the time of filming this, I don't know what's wrong with him. I know obviously got a puck in the face and they had to take him to hospital, but I just hope it's, nothing more than some stitches. Obviously, you hope for Vlad to be okay. But looking at this lineup, in the forward core, they're doing nothing. On defense, they're also doing nothing. The only guys that look like they're trying out there are Morrissey and DeMello. The rest of those guys are absolute dog shit. I don't know what Dylan Sandberg's been doing these playoffs, but it has not been good. He looks shaky. He looks hesitant. Not sure what to do. He's just overwhelmed by the speed of the Avalanche. Logan Stanley sucks. Neil Pionk sucks. Nate Schmidt largely sucks defensively. Had an okay game offensively. But what the fuck are we doing here in Winnipeg? This was a team that was supposed to be going on a run. This was a team that was built up at the deadline. And here we are down 3-1 to the Avalanche and probably eliminated on Tuesday night. Embarrassing. And I don't necessarily blame a lot of the players, to be totally honest with you. We're playing the scheme that Rick has drawn up, and we're, playing the game plan that Rick wants the Jets to play. And it is not working. And no tweaks have been made. Every time they pan to the bench, the players are deer in headlights, and then they pan to Bones, and Bones has no clue what to do. He's so visibly frustrated with everything. He does not know what to do. He has no answers for Jared Bednar and the Colorado Avalanche. They're a rush offense team, and every single time the Jets are letting them walk into the offensive zone. How many 3-on-2s have there been? How many slot chances have there been for the Avalanche this series? That has been the difference. Connor Hellebuyck being laid out to dry. He's not blameless. You know what? He hasn't been up to code, I guess, up to his standard. That's fine. You can say that. But good God, has it been an onslaught for Connor Hellebuyck to deal with. If he wasn't in net, any normal goalie, every game is 8-1 the final, man. It is such a garbage performance by the Winnipeg Jets in front of them, and I don't know. It's so frustrating given how this season's gone for the Jets. You know, you do all that stuff and then you get to the playoffs and you roll over. It's tough. The inability to, adapt, change things up has really sunk the Jets, and it's not just Rick Bowness, it's really his entire staff. Brad Lahr, an awful special teams coach. The power play came to life near the end of the regular season after the Jets added some firepower, but now, stagnant. They're not doing much in the playoffs. It's not really helping them out. The penalty kill, you basically can't take a penalty against the Avalanche or they're going to score. And, that's the case for a lot of teams, but the Jets penalty kill is a special kind of embarrassing. They get walked every single time, and there's no answer. There's no adjustments. Rick Bowness, his staff, have done no adjustments, and here we are today, down 3-1, and all these little things pile together, and you sit back and you wonder, okay, well, why are the Jets losing? Because they're not adjusting. They're not doing anything to help themselves, and therefore they're making it way too easy for the Colorado Avalanche. And also, where's Cole Perfetti? What's going on, man? Look, he started the year hot. He was playing really good up until about the midseason mark, went through that slump, came back, and near the end of the season had some success. And Rick Bowness saw that and went, nah, we don't need him. So, sure. Fine, whatever. We kind of had a feeling that Perfetti wasn't going to play. But then Morgan Barron goes down. You think, okay, well, is Perfetti going to slot in now? No, it's David Gustafsson. Then he takes Gustafsson out, and you're thinking, okay, well, this is Perfetti's chance, right? Nope. Puts in Axel Johnson-Fialbi from the Manitoba Moose. And he claims that he's going to be playing because he's a penalty killer. He didn't kill any penalties, right? So he's just lying. They just don't want Cole in the lineup. I don't get it. Guy almost had 40 points this year, 19 goals. For a team that's struggling and needs offense, you'd think that would be one of the guys to put in your lineup, and Rick Bowness defers to put Axel Johnson-Fialbi in. That's the state of things right now. And I don't know, it's just common sense at this point to be playing a guy like Perfetti. You see all kinds of teams like the Dallas Stars and their young players, Wyatt Johnson. Coming in out of the draft, Cole Perfetti was moons above Wyatt Johnson. And now Johnson has 30 goals this season in the regular season. He's a producer in the playoffs. They're finding ways to utilize him. The Jets are not doing that with Perfetti. They were earlier on in the year giving him that top 6 shot. He had a slump, just like a lot of, younger players do. And the Jets made no effort to bring him back, get him going. And, near the end of the season, put him on the second line. They had Toffoli on the third. Everything looked pretty good. Perfetti was performing again at a high caliber. And where is he now? He's riding the bench as like the 14th, 15th forward. Might as well be a black ace at this point. It's embarrassing. And, just awful player management and lineup management by Rick Bowness. And it's just embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. It's gross. You're letting a team in the Colorado Avalanche, who are very good, I'm not saying they're not good, but they are beatable. You've been beating them all season long, and you come out and you do this. What are we doing, man? Let's use our head here. And why the hell did we acquire Colin Miller? I mean, I know it's just a 4th round pick, but if there's an injury on defense, Brendan Dillon goes down, doesn't play game 4, and then you're having issues moving the puck, Colin Miller's probably the guy you want to play. And you turn around and you say, nah, Logan Stanley, you're in the lineup, who just had a couple awful games getting destroyed by the Avalanche off the rush, a very slow defenseman, and you bring in Logan Stanley over Colin Miller. I'm not saying that Miller's like a game breaker or anything, but when you just add all this up, not putting Perfetti in, not putting a guy like Miller in after Stanley's going to struggle as he did the last few games, what are we doing? It's just these little things I just don't understand. What the hell are we thinking? Last year, I felt really bad for Bones. That guy came out after the 5-game series against the Vegas Golden Knights after an embarrassing performance, and he said that the team was disgusting. He was disgusted with the effort, and he was so right. And True North, made him walk it back. He came back and he had to, kind of walk back his words, and a lot of the players were giving him shit too when they had their end of season interviews, and it was just, I felt for the guy because I felt like he was the only one actually making sense. And now, this season, I mean, it's the same story. Jets are probably out in 5 games, and to be totally honest with you, roles are reversed. If Bowness comes out here saying that he's disgusted with the effort, he really doesn't have a leg to stand on there. That is all on Rick Bowness. The way that he has managed his group has not been anywhere near good enough. And, therefore, it's going to be a pretty quick exit this season when we thought the Jets could go on a pretty long playoff run. And I don't know, just disappointed, and it's sad to see. And I think that this will be the end of Rick Bowness. I think he's probably going to retire after this season. He does have a club team option, so if the team wants to bring him back and Bowness wants to come back, he'll be back, I guess. But if, the Jets don't want him back, that's that. And I think that this is the end for him. I think he's going to retire after this season. And, Scott or Neil will probably take over, and, that's its own video. But that's kind of where I see things going right now. Jets aren't going to be in this for very long, barring a miracle. I hope, the miracle happens. I just don't see it, and really frustrating. That's all that I got, guys. Overall, I apologize to everybody for maybe getting your hopes up for, saying that the Jets could beat Colorado. Shame on me for, thinking that we could actually come out here and make some noise and, properly play. But unfortunately, same old, probably another first-round exit, and frustrating. So leave a comment down below what you guys think about the video, about the Jets, playoff series so far. I don't know, you as frustrated as me, or are you still holding out hope? Let me know down below. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's all I got, guys. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.